Since the announcement of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, I figured I'd come back and review Hyrule Warriors since I have not done that for the channel yet. I am playing this on the Wii U, not the Switch or the 3DS, both of which, I guess the Wii U and the 3DS ones are kind of, it's a trade-off which of those ones you want, but the Switch one is definitely the definitive version as it's called, so get that if you're interested in getting one of these games. So Hyrule Warriors was originally released on the Wii U. It was then released on a 3DS with additional content, but being on a 3DS you got worse graphics and performance. So then it was released again on the Switch with all the additional content at the HD quality it should be. And even more stuff. The Hyrule Warriors on Switch even has Breath of the Wild costumes for Link and Zelda. So yeah, the definitive version on Switch is the one you should get. So what this game is, it is a Warriors game, you could say. There are a bunch of these games. Really, I've only played the spin-off ones, but it's like, my first one was like the Gundam Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors is the main series, but there's also like Samurai Warriors and, well, Dynasty Warriors Gundam, which I've played. And then Hyrule Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors. They've done this formula with a lot of stuff, even like Dragon Quest and like One Piece. Let's go ahead and just do the first level. I am max level everything, so nothing's gonna really hurt me. The only reason you would consider playing this on the Wii U, the only thing it has over any other version is the fact that you have the gamepad. If you play this 2-player, you can have one person play on the TV screen and another person play on the gamepad, which means you can have really 2 screens playing the game at once. I'm just going to go ahead. This is a nice cutscene. It introduces what the problem is. But I'm just going to go ahead and skip it so we can get into the gameplay. What the story is that... Oh, there's even dialogue here.
Princess Zelda led a valiant defense against hopeless odds. News of the Hyrulean
so, yeah. A bunch of enemies suddenly start invading, of course, as they do. So what the gameplay here is, if you haven't played any Dynasty Warriors games at all, is that you see the map on the right, the green arrow in the bottom left of the map is where I'm going to start. And then all the red dots are enemies, all the blue dots are my allies. And what I'm going to do is basically kind of take over the whole field and stop the enemy from taking over the field. I can look at battlefield info to see where all the characters are starting out at. You can see the thick blue dots are like leaders, and like the flag, that flag is Zelda. She is probably current status here. Yeah, so if Zelda flees, basically if Zelda dies, I lose the battle. Or if the castle keep falls, which is noted on the map, the bottom left area. And we'll get into what all that is. Warrior info, that's just me, what I've got going on here. We'll get into all that specifics later. Tutorials. Settings. Regular game settings. Oh, on hero mode or health gauge, display. You can turn these things on or off. Oh, these are enemy health gauge. So like grunt enemies. So little enemies will have health bars if you want. I really don't care for health bars on any enemies that actually need a health bar. I'll leave those on for the purposes of this. Network settings off. Oh, Miiverse, of course, has been shut down. Oh, network settings. Those actually don't even apply to this battle. Controller selection. So second player you can have play on the gamepad. I don't have a second controller connected right now, but if you wanted, you could have 2 players split between the TV and the gamepad, which is the way I played multiplayer of this, as I did. Let's go ahead and just start the battle. So it's gonna give a little scene here, show you some of the field. Man, the music in this game is really good. It really gets you pumped to play, which is not something I can say about every Dynasty Warriors games I've played. But the music in this game really gets you pumped to go through missions, I find. What you got here going on is there's all these little tiny enemies, and pretty much most of your attacks, I mean, not just any one attack will take out anyone, but a couple attacks will take out anyone. You can press just the regular Y button to attack. Oh yeah. There's also, I should mention, in the controls, controller settings. No? Yes. Button settings here. So, Warrior style. This is the way, because I had played other Warriors games before this game, I prefer Warrior style. You can play Zelda style, which has like kind of a Zelda game button layout, but I definitely play with Warrior style. That is just my favorite. It's really just the X, A, B, Y buttons that change around a bit between the two styles. But yeah, that's just to mention. So you can press your normal attack button a bunch of times to just do that kind of damage. But then there's also a branching skill or ability with your special. Normal attack. I'm just gonna have to use the button names. Normal attack is Y. Your combo attack is X. Even I don't know what else to call it. What did the game call it? That's probably the word I should use. If I go back into here, controller settings, regular attacks, combo attacks. It is combo attack. Okay, and then special attack and dodge. Those are the buttons I'm going to be referring to. So, if I press combo attack by itself, or if I can hold it, I can do a spin attack. That's cool. I can press that like that. If I press normal attack and then combo, I do that. If I do normal attack twice and then combo, I do that. So that's kind of like where the diversity in your moveset comes from, is how many normal attacks before you do a combo attack. Also, you can press L to Z target. I think Z targeting in Warriors games might have originated with the Hyrule Warriors game. Because in Gundam Dynasty Warriors, you can't manually... You play like this. You can't lock on to anyone. You just kind of run around and hit enemies. Now, I'm doing a poor job on the battlefield because I haven't been moving a whole lot. So if I do 3 normal attacks and then combo, I'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then special. I do a charge attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, I think 4 might have been my... I think that might be the max. So if I keep moving, the running animation kind of starts up on its own after a while. Now, every time I pick up these... Anytime I defeat one of these enemies with the health bar, because I turned the health bars off of the grunt enemies, the little enemies. If I defeat any of these enemies with the health bar, they'll drop an item. And those materials are used for like upgrading equipment and stuff. So you do want to pick those up when they show up. Other games will... I think Fire Emblem Warriors automatically picks up items for you. In this game, you gotta run and pick them up yourself. There are a few unique characters to this game, like Volga here. He was made up for this game. Basically, there's several villains and one hero character that are new. So he's got a little shield, I don't know what you call it, an extra little damage meter that shows up after he does a move. He's weak, so if I deplete that, I get to do a little extra animated combo attack. Also, as you can see in the top left, that gold bar, that's my special meter. I build that up by doing attacks, and I can activate my special attack with the A button, as we will see here. Also, nobody talks. I mean, everyone has dialogue boxes, but nobody has spoken dialogue in this game. The only spoken dialogue is that announcer before the mission that kind of explains the story that we heard. No other character talks. As you may know, Breath of the Wild was the first Zelda game where people really talked. And Link, of course, is still silent in Breath of the Wild. I imagine he'll be silent in Breath of the Wild 2. I mean, maybe they'll be bold and maybe have Link talk in Breath of the Wild 2, but it seems like he's not going to talk in Age of Calamity. So this game has its own kind of so here's the thing with every Zelda game is that most Zelda games are not direct sequels to each other, because every Link is its own Link. Like, the stories don't directly connect for the most part. Did I get... Alright, so I got ZR, as you can see up there. I got different items I can choose from. I already have everything, but ordinarily you would only have the bombs at this point, which are used for destroying obstacles like those rocks. And then if I press A, I can use my special bar. I get one of those sections taken out, and that's just like a high damage area attack. As you see on the right underneath the map, it says Westfield Keep, and there's a meter that's depleting. As I defeat regular enemies, that meter will continue to deplete. And then after it's depleted, the boss shows up for the keep, which is just any regular tougher enemy. And as soon as I take them out, the keep is mine. That is not the same for every Warriors game. I think Fire Emblem Warriors just has the boss character in there all the time. You just take them out and you take the fort. But yeah, these little enemies are just there to build up your combos and stuff. Why am I not getting through? I need to go this way. Oh, my bad. I was supposed to go this way first to get the bombs. At least that's the way it plays out in the original when you first play, because you don't have everything unlocked. Let me use a special on this guy. Also, this is a treasure chest. These treasure chests are kind of... He's going to get a meter, shows up after that move. So as you play through the game, you kind of learn which of these tough enemies, when their meter will show up, that little shield meter. That when it's depleted, you do a special move. That usually does the most damage on any enemy. This treasure chest, which I revealed, I got stop, press Y. I got rupees. So yeah, you can see my rupee count in the bottom right down there. I'm at 3,000, which is not a lot. You get rupees very easily in this game. See, my total KOs so far is 463. Right now, this is where I originally would have gotten the bombs. And then they cave in the area out there to make sure I know how to use the bombs to get out. But I just got a weapon. You'll see what all the weapons are I pick up at the end of the battle. Let's see, there's material I can pick up. The rupees are automatically picked up for me. I don't have to go around and pick up the rupees. But like I said, items, you do have to pick them up. Like I said, Fire Emblem Warriors, which came out after this, they automatically pick up items for you. So they might do that again in Age of Calamity. So as you can see on the map, I'm kind of going to that flag. Oh, see that guy right there? He's hurting. So if I step inside the ring, it'll just heal him. And I can lock onto this guy. As soon as he finishes breathing, he'll have that meter, that circle, I don't know what to call it, that shield thing that pops up. So yeah, because nobody talks, their messages pop up in the bottom of the screen. You kind of have to look at them when anybody says something to see. Sometimes they're just talking, like good job, something like that. Other times they're giving you like critical information, like you need to go to this next place and defend it before the enemy does this one thing. Outpost Captain, which I just defeated, it got me this spot. which means I'll have little soldiers respawn here. Before that, enemy units were respawning there. Alright, so here I'm just going to wail on a bunch of enemies again to get the meter on the right. I just have to defeat a certain number of the enemies in here to take them all out. Man, playing this again, I'm like, I want to play this more, but I know Age of Calamity is coming out like right around the corner, so I don't want to like burn myself out on this type of game before I play that. But man, this game is just so fun to play. I mean, I think it does have to do with the Zelda license, because I've played the Gundam Dynasty Warriors game, and you know, I like it because I like Gundam. I tried playing Samurai Warriors game, a game where I don't know the characters, and I think it just felt so boring to me. I like couldn't get into it. It might also be game mechanics, because going back to Gundam Dynasty Warriors after playing this one, I can definitely see a lot of gameplay improvements in this game over that one. So it might just be that the series gets better with each new game that comes out, because they just tweak little things to make the experience better. But yeah, I definitely expect Age of Calamity to be fun. Okay, head towards the Fairy Fountain with Zelda. Okay. So yeah, if you stop, you can start walking, and then if you just keep holding in a direction for a while, you'll start running. Ooh. So yeah, most of the other characters, they won't do anything. I also should note, the 3DS game, and of course the definitive version of this game on Switch, they allow you to switch characters on the fly. So in this original release, you can't just switch characters mid-battle. In the 3DS game and in the Switch game, you can switch to other party members. Like I could switch to Zelda or something. I mean, they might. I only played the 3DS new stages for a little bit. I don't own the game. I only borrowed it. And I haven't played the Switch version, which is definitely the way to play it. I already bombed the wall. The Y button will pop up above my head as soon as it lets me. Activate the shrine. I gotta wait for Zelda, I think. But yeah, there will be these like areas in the map on some missions where you just have to come here and activate a thing to take out a bunch of enemies, or just to like even advance. So yeah, here we go. I'm activating a magic circle. Here comes a fairy. Very much like a Ocarina of Time style kind of fairy. So if you played a bunch of Zelda games, you'll definitely see where all these characters and stuff come from. Otherwise, you might just be like, what the heck, that's just weird. I mean, you can still just be like, what the heck, that's weird. So I'm just going to play through this first mission, and then I'll talk about the other parts of the game, and that'll probably wrap up the review. But let's go ahead and finish this real quick. I think I just got to go take out the rest of the enemy here. So I could keep going. Door should be opening. Oh, you know what? Down south, there's a bunch of enemies gathering around the keep, but it looks like the door is closed. I wonder if I'll need to provide support, because if they take that bottom left area, I'll lose the mission. Nothing seems to be going on right now. Zelda left the battlefield. I gotta just take out the enemy, right? As soon as this door opens. Oh, cutscene. Oh, boss battle. This is unique to the Hyrule Warriors series, is that they got these giant bosses because it's, you know, Zelda. They didn't have giant bosses like this in like the Gundam Warriors game I played. Where is he? Oh, he's on the other side of this wall. Oh, I think he's gonna break through. Yeah. So, what I gotta do is, if you've played Ocarina of Time, I gotta wait for him to do his thing here. I mean, I think I can attack him, but I'd be safer if I just wait. Here we go. Throw some bombs in his mouth when he starts sucking in air, because he's gonna breathe fire, and now he's open to attack. And if I want to really wail on that shield meter up there, if I get it down to 0, I'll do a finishing move. There we go. Activates this animation here, and it does do a bunch of damage. There we go. Bosses definitely take the longest to take out. And while I'm fighting him, I'll want to attack other enemies to kind of build up my special meter again. I don't want to just focus on him, because it's going to be best to attack him when he's breathing in fire. I also have the green meter on the left. That's my magic meter. When if I want to activate that, I press R. And what happens with that is, this isn't exactly a good time to use it, but when it happens with that is I get like when I'm in the special mode, I actually get more bonuses as I defeat enemies. There we go, 25. I get more rupees and extend my magic just a little bit. Of course, I'm trying to fight this boss at the same time. If I get to 50, I get more experience points. So yeah, there are just little bonuses that pop up from going into magic mode. My magic just ran out, so I'm going to do something else right now, because this is what happens when my magic runs out. I just do an extra area clearing attack. So yeah, if I just wait for him to breathe in fire again. And again, there are other giant boss monsters that use like the bow and arrow, or the boomerang, or the hook shot to weaken them. And what I'm trying to do is just finish this guy off right now. In fact, if I do this, this should finish off that meter. And one more finishing move should finish this guy off. There we go. And that should be the mission. Yeah. The UI elements just disappeared, so that's the end of the mission. And I can still run around and pick stuff up. In fact, that's probably what I want to do during this time I have. Pick up anything I may have missed. Oh yeah, so now the story's just going to take over, saying like, oh, somebody got in, and they got Zelda. Can't skip this part. Alright, so the story continues. Stuff happens. I'm going to skip the cutscene and talk about the other parts of the game.
The Triforce is the harmonious.
This is the only part. These are the only parts where there's spoken dialogue, is the storyteller. But yeah, basic Zelda story structure. Well, maybe not. So yeah, I got clear bonus of rupees, clear time, KOs, difficulty bonus. This is a weapon I picked up. This is one of them. There's another one. And there's another one. So, these are materials I picked up from enemies. And what those are used for is, if I go to the bazaar, I can pick a character, come in here, and these badges. I use materials to craft these badges. So, this gave me my regular attack combo up to 7. This gave me my combo attack. Oh, this gives me, I can hold the combo attack button to do the spin attack. These are just normal attack. Okay, so this gave me like my 4th after my 4th normal attack, I do the combo attack button. That gave me that move. There are these other moves that just kind of like add extra things. Oh yeah, so you can deplenish that weak point gauge. That's what that circled shield thing is called. The weak point gauge, you'll deplete that faster. Focus Spirit, that's your magic mode. Extends that out longer. Special gauge fills faster, and oh yeah, you get the extra special gauges. So there's like 3 segments. This gave me the 2nd one, and this gave me the 3rd one. And then these are all just for the gauntlets, for the horse. Oh yeah, because Link's got different weapons. As you saw in the beginning, I chose the sword. And so there's different things like, yeah, you can have a Great Fairy as being one of your wielding weapons. Not every character has multiple weapons. Most characters don't have multiple weapons, as you can see there. Luna's got a couple different weapons. She's a character created just for this game. Zelda, Ganondorf. Ganondorf, yes, he does join you, not in the main story of the game because you do only play as the hero characters until you beat the game. Training Dojo, you can come in here just to level characters up with rupees. Wow, I don't have any rupees right now. But like I said, rupees are easy to come by in the thousands, but I need hundreds of thousands to level up. I will say the original base game, so this is another reason why you want to buy the definitive version and not get the Wii U version, is because the base game only comes with up to here, these characters, and the wizard. Actually, I think the wizard might even be part of the DLC. It might just be up to Girahim. So yeah, only like half the roster here is in the base game. There were 4 DLC packs that came out originally, and each one added new characters and increased the level cap. So originally the level cap was like 99, and with each new expansion pack, it eventually got up to 255. And I've only got, what, 2 characters at 255, it seems? Oh, 3. My favorite characters to play as Link, Ganondorf, and Midna. Everyone else is lagging behind. I mean, we got some people that are close, but definitely didn't use Tingle much. Linkle is not even featured in the story in this game. She was featured in the 3DS, in the expanded story in the 3DS. So like Linkle on with like Skull Kid, Toon Link, Yuga, Ravio, Toon Zelda, Marin, Medley, these characters, King Daphnes and Tetra, they were all added with the 3DS game. And if you bought that game, you got a free code to maybe get these characters in the WiiU version for free or something like that. Basically, they were just a bonus for getting the 3DS version. But the 3DS version has all these characters in it. And the definitive version does, of course. You can see how many weapons each character has. Link has 7. Impa has 2. Agatha has 1. So yeah, different characters have different numbers of playstyles even, you could say. Ganondorf's got 2. You can see I got 3 rows of hearts, which is pretty crazy. Other characters still only have like maybe a 2nd row just starting. The level selection. So here you start off. This is actually the evil story side missions here you can do. I think that's like after you beat the game, maybe you can unlock these. But yeah, at this point, Valley of Seers, this is where the story branches. So what happens is multiple dimensions basically show up, and that's why you can have like Midna. So like here's like an Ocarina of Time storyline where you got Impa and Sheik doing stuff, and then here you've got the Twilight Field where you have Midna and stuff. And then down here you've got, this is Skyloft, so you got like a Skyward Sword storyline going on here. And then eventually you come back together, and you do this thing. And yeah, eventually you fight Ganon, of course, because he's always the villain. You can change difficulty. You can see there's Skulltulas up there on the right. So here's the status about each mission here. So Link, you play as Link. There is a heart container and a piece of heart to be found in the mission for Link. So you gotta play as him to get those. Well, maybe you don't even have to play as him. I don't remember. But those are upgrades for those specific characters. Like Impa has a full heart to be gained by playing this mission. Link has a heart piece to be gained. And then there's a single gold Skulltula to be earned by just playing through the mission. And then there's another one to be earned by playing on hard. What happens, I can't show you what happens when you get a gold Skulltula because I already collected them all. What happens is when you're playing through the mission, at a point, there are certain conditions to be met. Usually it's like defeat a bunch of enemies or get to a certain point within a certain amount of time or something like that. And then the gold Skulltula will appear. And it'll appear on a random spot, not necessarily random, but a specific spot on the map. And you have to go there and get it within like a minute or something before it disappears, and you have to retry the mission or something. And here's like a bad guy story stuff. So yeah, these ones down here at the bottom, these are like bad guy story missions, what the bad guys are doing while you're doing this. So those are side missions to be done. But that's just the story mode or legend mode. Free mode is kind of like the same thing, but you can play as any character you want. Because if you play in legend mode, you are only playing as who's involved in the story at this point. And there are different elements. So like in the lava place, of course, water-based weapons are going to be better. They're going to do more damage against the enemies. So you should follow those elemental guidelines when possible. Adventure mode, this is the bulk of the time you will spend in the game if you want to do everything, because these were all, so this, I think these two came normal with the game, and then these all came out with DLC purchases. So this was an expensive game to get originally on the Wii U, because I got the $60 game and then like expansion passes, which are like $20, I think. I don't know. I guess it's not too expensive considering other DLC stuff. Yeah, so Miiverse is shut down. So I can't even do like connect to anything. So like here's what the online stuff does, is that you got like these other characters which will like give you a bonus or something. How can I zoom in here? Oh yeah. So there were these so like you see that staircase there? I had to use like a candle to burn the bush to open it up, and that unlocked like extra thing. Battle Victory will give me a compass. So this is kind of hard to read, but basically the Battle Victories get you stuff. If you achieve A rank, you get like a heart piece on this one. Treasure is blank. There probably used to be stuff. Oh, no. There it is. So treasure, heart piece can be found in the mission. 2 gold Skulltulas can be found in the mission. Where this is, you get a heart piece for getting an A rank in the mission. And originally, you know, this map was just like the starting area right down here. And then it kind of filled out as you completed missions and the panels next to them. So it eventually expanded out, and there were like, in order to open up new paths, you had to use like some of these items. You had to open search and use one of these items to open up a new path, like bomb that wall open that you see there. But yeah, there was all that stuff. The rewards map, this one is unique in that sections of it open up as you complete other things in the game. So this is like as big as it gets, but wow, I don't have an A rank on that. But there's nothing to be gained from getting an A rank on that. But yeah, so much. There's a ton of content in the game, but it's very, I guess you could say it's grindy. I don't know, it's repetitive more so than grindy. Although it can be seen as grindy. But it's not, I don't know. I never really had too much to complain about when playing this stuff. Especially when you have 2 people doing it at once. This is the Master Quest map. It's just like the first map, but remixed a bit. Let me see back out here. So yeah, there was like the Twilight map, which is like a map based on like Twilight Princess. So it's got a very different structure. It may not look as big, but that's because it's like it's formatted a lot differently. On opening up each section of the map is not very straightforward. Like you have to, like, there's these portals here that you can warp between when you're opening it up before you have every area opened up. So like this is the full map. It looks like everything is just there, but sections of it are like blacked out as you're opening it up. So you can't even like see it there. And then there's a Termina map, which is based on Majora's Mask. And it's got like a unique kind of setup here. You've got different sections. In fact, the owl statues kind of save your progress again. Like, before you complete the map, everything would get reset. All these sections of the map would get blackened out again, except for like around the owl statues. If you didn't complete it within like a certain number of turns, because the moon would come down, then you'd have to play Song of Time. So yeah, there is that. Again, playing the whole game 2 player is lots of fun, I think. Challenge mode is another thing where you get each character has their own score that you can save. There's not a whole lot there. That comes with the base game. I believe these other ones came with the DLC packs, which are all included in the definitive version, so just get the definitive version. You get to unlock multiple costumes. So completing these ones got you different costumes. Again, Midna, I think, is a very good character. So is Gandorf. I wonder if you had to play as the character to unlock this stuff. No, I don't think so, because where is she? Lana doesn't have anything done here, so yeah. And then Ganon's Fury, you play as like the demon beast Ganon, going through a mission just to do something. Let's go ahead and just open it up. I'm not going to complete this because it'll take way too long. Myron. Link's Awakening. So yeah, it's nice that you get like these little background infos on like characters on loading screens. Something Fire Emblem Warriors kind of screwed up. They don't have anything play on the loading screen until after it's loaded. But yeah, what you do in this is you just play as a giant beast, and you go around and just destroy a bunch of tiny monsters. And it does get pretty tough because you gotta fight like those giant monsters like the Dodongo King. You gotta fight some of those giant monsters too, and that takes a little bit more coordination. Of course, it is difficult to just move around a little bit. But yeah, that's why getting 9,999 kills is just something you do. Because, you know, I can take out 1,000 right now in just a few seconds. But yeah, let's not go through that whole thing. We don't have time for that. Another one to look at is Coco's Fury. This is kind of like the same thing. It's just you're playing as a giant chicken. Gallery. Alright, so the gold Skulltulas that you pick up, those unlock pieces of pictures. So this was like broken off into sections, and like each piece just like unlocked another one. So when you complete the full illustration, that's when it unlocks stuff on that rewards map that we looked at earlier. Medalist, these are kind of like the achievements of the game, just extra stuff to do. They don't unlock anything, they're just extra stuff to go for. Music player, again, you can play any music in the game. And I really like the music in the game. This game's got some really good music. It's really good upbeat music, gets you pumped to go into the fights. View Warriors, so you got Link, and you can choose like their costumes that you unlock. Link, of course, has a ton of costumes. Oh yeah, these throwback outfits, these were part of when the game was released, whether you got it like GameStop or Amazon or Best Buy got you a different outfit. But of course you can buy the rest of them afterwards. After the game was released, you can just buy the rest of them. Man, there is so much to be gained from the definitive version that's not in this. The more I think about it, the more I want to just rebuy the game in the definitive version. But I know I shouldn't because I've already played the whole game. There's just more costumes to be gotten. And the extra missions. Oh, man. So yeah, I had a blast playing through this on the Wii U. I would totally get the definitive version if... I was actually thinking about getting the definitive version, but then I realized... But then Age of Calamity was announced, so I'm totally going to get that first. If I 100% complete Age of Calamity and still want more to play, then I'll get the definitive version of this. But that's only because I've played this one so much. I think that is just about everything. I think that's why I had network settings just off, because it had that. It would otherwise just display messages that stuff isn't connected anymore, because Miiverse doesn't exist anymore. And you can see down there, Hyrule Legends of Hyrule Pack. That's the DLC stuff you can get. But again, all the DLC is included in the definitive version, so just get that. It's really just... I'm just letting you know what I've played, because I can at least tell you what's in the definitive version. And if you are interested in what this is, then, then you can consider getting the version on Switch. But then, yeah, I'll be looking forward to Age of Calamity when that comes out. Something I remember doing a lot when I first had this was, if you have an amiibo, you can scan 5 different amiibo a day. Also, you can play the whole thing on the gamepad, of course. If you want to press select, you can play the whole thing on the gamepad. So I basically played this game like a handheld a lot, because you can just play it on the gamepad. You don't have to have the TV on. Oh man, update notes. Yeah, look at all this stuff. You can see each update as it happened and what it added. Yeah, upgrading the level caps. Man, okay. But yeah, if you scan an amiibo, you just get like materials. So if I take like a Mario amiibo, then oh, that's awful. 1 rupee. I'll use Yoshi. There we go, a big Goron sword. It's just like a random weapon for a character. Now if I use this Link amiibo, you get hear Link's sword, but you can hear Link make a noise, and then you get a weapon specifically for Link. So Zelda series amiibo will give character specific items, but otherwise any random amiibo will give any random reward. And that is pretty much the entire game. If you have any questions, ask in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.